Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at one of the coolest cores currently in Pokemon Go PvP, which is going to be the Greninja Scizor core. This took over the latest regionals as well, which is kind of interesting because it's like two Pokemon that, like one of them got buffed of course with the Scizor here, but Greninja hasn't been buffed, but is still such a strong Pokemon in the current meta. It is quite interesting. We have a very solid team here. We're going to have also a lot of fun with the game state today. We're going to have a very squishy team, which you mostly see as well from the title. This is going to be a team here that applies so much pressure against the opponents, but doesn't really have the bulk. The worst Pokemon that you can face with this team is, by the way, the Pokemon that you're currently faced with this team here, which is going to be the Annihilate. There is no worse Pokemon for this team than Annihilate, as Scizor is the only Pokemon that can kind of take neutral damage from it. But as you will see here against the opponent, they're going to run the Bastion, and we are going to be able to go for the close combat and one-shot the opponent. And luckily they're running a different Pokemon in the back here that I haven't seen in ages, which is going to be the Galarian Stunfisk. For good reason, we haven't seen this Pokemon in ages because it's just not good. I do think, at least so. Maybe I have to try it out as well again. But yeah, we're going to be able to win this battle here now. Good game to the opponent, and we can move on to the next one. Well, let's see what they're going to have. They're going to have their own Scizor here. This is going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to be able to just play it out. We win the CMP tie, which means we're going to be able to also win the lead matchup if they want to stay in here. But I actually maybe want to swap out afterwards, as you are going to be able to just go ahead and go and catch the Night Slash here, but the opponent stops out at the same time. It's going to be Manabus coming in. It's sadly the Air Slash variant, which is going to make it a bit worse for the Greninja. If it was now, it would have been way easier because we would have been able to survive 2 aerial aces there. Like this, we are not going to be able to survive 2 of them, we can only survive 1. But we force the opponent to basically go for their energy straight away, which is going to be great here as well, as otherwise we would have been able to reach another charge move. And like this, we're going to be able to even get some energy again on to our Scizor most likely. But they stop out into their own Scizor. Interesting play here. Yeah, we're gonna have to use a shield. The opponent gonna go for the Night Slash. We can go for the full farm down. Very smartly done there, but we're going to have still 2 charge moves out here that might be very helpful for us in the back. We're going to have the full farm down coming through here as well, and we're going to have the Samurott in the back. And this should be a winning matchup for us, because we're gonna be able to beat them here. We can go for the Night Slash, and now we just have to go for another Night Slash or a Trailblaze with my Scizor, and I will be able to win this battle here. The opponent doesn't have a choice here anymore, like they don't have anything that they can do. I can go for the Night Slash, and I will be able to win the battle. So yeah, we have a lot of pressure with this team. Like the battles itself are really fast as well. Annihilate is the one issue. Annihilate is again the one issue for this team. You can play this team way safer if you really want to, like go for something like the Galarian Weezing or something that would help you out quite a bit. But also, as we will see here, we're going to be able to let the move go through. It's going to be a resisted hit. It's going to be the Rage Fist, and as we will see as well, we're going to be able to use a shield here now. This is going to be the Rage Fist coming through again. We're going to try our best. I could have maybe tried to go for the full farm down, but I didn't want to risk it. I don't think I would have survived. No, I definitely would have not survived another fast move here, so I guess it's better like this. And now we're going to be in a bit of a tough matchup. I have to let the move go here. It's going to be the Awkward Tail from the opponent. I hope that they have something like another Bastion in the back or whatever. But I go for the bait here, hoping that the opponent decides to go for the shield. They don't. I get the boost, which might still help us out, but I'm fairly certain because I had to swap out in the beginning. The opponent should be 1 fast move ahead of me, and while I have 2 moves stored here right now, they're actually swapping out into the Diggersby. The game is over. I cannot do anything here in this matchup, even though I get the +4 attack boost with the Pangoro here. Is kind of hilarious, but as you see here, the opponent is going to be able to win this battle. And we can move on to the next opponent. You most likely would be also able to use the Annihilate instead of the Pangoro on the back. I just want to give Pangoro a try because what I see currently in the meta is a ton of Ghost types. Ghost types are literally everywhere. Here we use a shield just in case they're going to go for the Trailblaze, which they actually do. But Ghost types are literally everywhere in the current meta, which makes Pokemon like Greninja really solid. Same goes also for like Pangoro. Like Pangoro is one of the coolest core breakers in the current meta, and basically nobody is using it. But the amount of Drift Blimps and Dusclops that I see, and Dusknoirs as well, is ridiculous. So what you want to run is definitely a Dark type currently. Dark types look really solid, but also Wigglytuff looks really good. So this might be another Pokemon I can take a look in the future at, like the Wigglytuff, because I do think it's actually one of the Pokemon. Well, yes, it's a Pokemon that everybody is aware of existing. think it's a Pokemon that's really, really underrated currently. Even though, yeah, people know it exists and it's very, very solid in the last 20 plus seasons, it is still very solid in this season as well, I think, just because you can resist the Ghost typing, which just helps you out against Pokemon like the Dusclops. And yes, you have matchups here like the Credilli with no Acid, as well as like the Scizor here, which is going to be not ideal. But yeah, there's still so many good matchups for you there. As we see the Greninja go down here, we can move on to the next opponent. Hey, that's a cool thing here though as well. This team has a lot of potential against so many different Pokemon, and there were so many times where I actually was like kind of struggling with the team, being like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna lose this battle, and they still won it at the end somehow. So I'm quite happy about that. Like, there were so many times where I was like worried that I'm not gonna be able to win the battle, and at the end of the day, I still somehow managed. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I like this team. Like, a lot of times, you just need to have a little bit of pressure and you're going to be able to just still win at the end, even if you're kind of far back. Because a lot of times, just the damage output of this team can overwhelm opponents quite easily. Which we will see here as well, for example. Shadow Draping comes in. We were able to get the final shield. We have Close Combat for you now. Close Combat will allow us to go for the KO here, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. And so now we're going to have still Dusclops in the back here. Oh wow, that's alright. We're going to have our Dark-type Pokemon still. So that's all really good for us. The damage is coming in. We're going to be able to go for a no shield here, of course. We don't have shields anymore. They can go for a Shadow Punch and knock us out because we are debuffed. But we still have two Pokemon with Dark-type coverage. So I will be able to survive the hit here. It is going to be the Ice Punch, which is very weird because it didn't need to, but we're going to be able to win this battle here quite easily. Good game to the opponent. So next up, we're going to have a horrible lead. That's kind of the worst possible lead that you can imagine, but what we can do is we can actually go straight for the Night Slash. That is optimal timing because we had to use one turn to swap out. This is the only way where you really want to swap out into your Pangoro instead. As we will see here, the opponent is going to now still struggle a little bit against our Pangoro, and this is going to be absolutely fantastic, as we will see here that I am going to be able to no shield, I think. Or rather, I'm going to get some energy with my Greninja, but I get rid of the Talonflame, and the Talonflame is the worst possible Pokemon like that I could imagine here, so that's totally alright for me. I have the Night Slash here now against the opponent. That is going to be okay for me as well. As it's going to be the Mopeko. It's still going to be difficult to win this battle. They're going to have the Blasters in the back. And I'm going to keep all my energy and swap out into my Scizor. I hope I can still take a hit. But we have to see if this is actually going to work out for me. I am going to be able to slick it to this Night Slash. That is very lucky. As you saw there, I needed to go for one extra fast move. The fast move damage from the opponent didn't come through. This happens a lot of times against me as well. It's rarely that it happens towards me, but like here I got quite lucky that I got that move off. That move was quite important, especially as actually this here is going to work out. I get the shield from the opponent. I think it was actually unnecessary. I think it could have just been for double Hydro Cannon. But as you see here, Psychic Fang's coming through. I don't think they have another charge move. They don't, and with that, we're going to be able to win the battle. Good game to the opponent here, and we can move on to the next one. As you see, the team is actually amazing. This team really worked out well for me. Let's see what the next opponent going to have here. We have Primeape. Primeape is not even close as bad as the Annihilate is. And Primeape is more common actually as well. But what you can just do is we can just shield and farm down. Like, that is the thing here. Against Annihilate, because counter does more damage, you don't have the option. So here, Night Slash is coming through against the Fortress, which is kind of cool. We're going to be able to go for another charge move here as well. We're going to try to get them even lower, which is kind of cool as well. We get the shield from the opponent back, and we have our Pangoro here. I think there was a bit of lag here. I'm not too sure. I think there was, but I think I remember that there was like where it couldn't move or something like this. I don't know if it's actually still the case. Now it looks alright. We can go for a close comment. This would knock them out. And we will see the shield from them. We're gonna see the swap out now into the Credilli. And honestly, I'm surprised about this. Look at this. The opponent survives that close combat, stab close combat from us there. Because of the Rock Tomb. Forgot about the Rock Tomb. I was super confused about it when I first saw it. I could went for the full farm down here, but I didn't want to risk it. But yeah, the Rock Tomb survived them that. The Rock Tomb of the Fortress there got the survive for the opponent there. That all makes sense now. Alright, good game to the opponent. I was very confused at the time though. There was one embarrassing game, I think that might be this one. Let's take a look at it. We will see the Manibus coming in. Totally alright for us. It's also the what's called the Snarl version, which is going to be better for Greninja. Greninja is going to be a very solid answer against this Pokemon. While you might not be able to still directly win this battle, you're going to be able to get out of here with, yeah, at least a shield advantage or something like this. The opponent's not going to be able to win this in like the zero shields here at all. As you see here, the opponent decides to use a shield. I'm not going to use a shield here. I can rather keep my shields for the Scizor, which can boost through opponents. And as we will see, I guess here I can use a shield because I either get the KO against the opponent or I will be able to, oh, that was kind of risky, I will be able to just get the final shield from them. And as we will see, we're going to get the KO. I don't get to another move, which is alright, but we still have the Scizor here, which can sweep through the opponent, as we can go for one fast move and charge move, and it's looking really solid for us right now. Night Slash coming through, gonna get the shield. They are gonna swap out here into the Morpeko. I have a very good answer here in the Pangoro. I just have the shield, and I should be able to win this battle. Right? I win CMP tie easily with my Scizor against the opponent's other Pokemon. Here I can just knock them out. That's why I go straight for it, because I know at this point I'm going to be able to win the battle. And somehow I managed to look away literally at this second for whatever reason, got distracted, went for an extra fast move instead of going for my charge move and lose the battle. Nothing for the game, there was a me issue. I easily would have won this battle. I wouldn't win CMP tie. I knocked them out with a Trailblaze. Good game to the opponent. It's just like, it was my own mistake. I got distracted and literally that moment I was like, shit. Okay, good game to the opponent though. Next opponent, we're getting kind of hardwalled. We have a lead of the Shadow Steelix, which to be fair is a cool Pokemon in the current meta. I do think that Shadow Steelix with, especially I think Crunch as a charge move, I think is kind of cool for this Pokemon. It's a great Pokemon to run currently, especially in the lead. But as you see here, we're going to have the matchup against the Superior. It's best for them to go for the Aerial Ace. They go for the Frenzy Plant. I don't think that Frenzy Plant does more than Aerial Ace, because Aerial Ace is neutral and Frenzy Plant is double resisted. So I can't see that this was the right choice. But they're going to have the Annihilate in the back. We just got hardwalled there. Completely hardwalled. Nothing I could have done there. Let's move on to the next opponent. This was an unfortunate battle, I felt. I'm going to have here a Night Slash coming through against the opponent's Magnezone. That is going to get the shield, of course. But here we see why Magnezone is actually very solid. I tried it out before already with the new move of the buff move of Metal Sound. Metal Sound I wouldn't recommend on it. It's just that in order for a Steel type to be, like Steel type fast mode to be overpowered or like good on a Pokemon, you need to have really good stats because the move itself isn't great. And here I get actually a little bit confused because I go for the bait here. I always outspeed the Gligar anyway. I didn't think I was very slow at swapping, but they're actually still going to manage here to outspeed me, which I was very much surprised about. Because I only need a total of 15 turns, while they need a total of 20 turns. And I can't see where I actually lost 8 turns there with my Pangoro against them. I would have needed to go for 4 fast moves, so I have no idea where the Gligar got the energy from. Absolutely no idea. But as we'll see here, now against the Pangoro against the Magnezone, we got debuffed again. It's the Arachnoid on the backside. Didn't have a choice there anyway, but yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. Interesting team though. I like the team from the opponent. Let's move on here to the next opponent. We're going to have Dusknoir, great catch from the opponent. I didn't actually need to go straight for the charge move here, so that's kind of unfortunate for me. Corvoso even went for the Hydro Cannon to just play it safe for a potential catch. But yeah, I didn't really play this well. Could have done it a bit better there in hindsight. It's kind of obvious, of course, that they're going to try to catch the move here. Tinkaton, a Pokemon that you don't really see nowadays anymore. Definitely not the Pokemon that's very commonly seen. But as you see, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a charge move still. We can farm them down with a Scizor. And again, Scizor also play against the Dusknoir. They go back into the Dusknoir. We're going to be able to use a shield and we can just play it out here, to be fair. I rather play this one out than do anything else. But they swap out into the Moltres, which actually I don't mind too much. It's still going to be a bit of a tough matchup for us, because of course they're going to be able to farm us down. We have neutral fast move pressure though, and with a boost of Trailblaze it actually does quite a bit. I can still get a shield from the opponent here with a Night Slash. And now I have to catch a move. This didn't work out for me, but I do think that they need like 2-3 more fast moves to get to their next charge move. So I am going to be able to just barely catch the move onto my Greninja on 1 HP in a Dream. And now it depends on what they're gonna decide to do. They go into the Dusknoir. I have 2 charge moves stored. I know that I win the CMP tie, so I can just go back to back for the charge move here. And this is going to be perfect, and it's gonna get the KO against the opponent here. The Moltres is gonna be in a range where I can farm them down. And this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this very fast team. It was a lot of fun to play this one. It actually worked out really well for me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And I will see you then. Bye bye.